I'm Sarah Hopper, an occupational therapy assistant student from Penn Valley, and today I want to talk to you about how to prevent a fall and what to do if a fall does occur. First, I would like to talk about lighting. With our lighting, we want to avoid shadows and glare so that there is a consistent light across the room and there is contrast between objects. The different types of light are sunlight, which is the best light, but it can damage eyes over time and it often creates glare or shadows as it is rarely a direct light. Incandescent light is the safest for the eyes, but is best used for task lighting as it can create lots of shadows if used for room lighting. Fluorescent lighting is the best overall lighting and great for room lighting. It may, however, have some flickering effects that you may notice. Halogen is good for task lighting. It is a little bit brighter than incandescent lighting, but it still does cause shadows when used for room lighting. LED is high contrast and energy efficient. It may be used for room lighting, but it is not as effective as fluorescent light. Now that we've talked about the different types of lighting, let's talk about lighting tips for your home. Like I said, we want to avoid shadows and glare so that there is consistent lighting across the room. To do this, we want to try a variety of different lighting styles to figure out what works best for you and your space. For example, for some parts of the day, having your windows open may provide good lighting, but in the morning and the evening time, there may not be enough light, so you may want a fluorescent overhead light. While you are trying different varieties of lighting styles, you want to make sure that the wattage of your bulbs matches what the fixture can handle. Otherwise, the light won't look right. Additionally, you might want extra lighting in hallways and stairways to increase contrast and decrease the risk of falling. Also, make sure your light switches are easily seen and easily accessible. You want light switches at the bottom and the tops of stairways, and you want them with contrast against the wall so that you can see them when there isn't a lot of light. Other factors around the home that you might want to consider is clutter. Do you have a specific place for everything to go? We want to avoid tripping over shoes left out or any cords that are along the floor. Also pay attention to different tripping hazards, such as chairs that are in the walkway or rugs that may have a corner that is overturned. It is good to have railing on stairways and grab bars in places like the shower and maybe by the toilet. It is also good to have proper seating. Think about places that you may stand for long periods of time, such as in the shower, in the kitchen, or where you're getting dressed by your closet. Consider placing chairs in these places so you don't get fatigue and increase the risk of falling. Now let's look at this stairway here. This stairway looks safe, it looks well lit, it has railing, and it has a light switch at the bottom of the stairs that is easily seen. I would say though that there is a lot of shadows and it looks like natural lighting from outside. They may want to consider having extra lighting for nighttime when the sun is not able to light up the stairs so well. Some personal factors we may also want to consider is communication. How are you going to get in touch with someone else if you do experience a fall? I'll talk about this a little bit more later. We also want to consider medication. A lot of medications can cause side effects such as dizziness or drowsiness that may increase the risk of falling. Please talk to your doctor about what medications you're taking and what side effects they may have, especially if you are taking multiple medications, as these side effects may be worse if there is more than one medication causing the same side effect. Exercise is also important, as the healthier we are, the less likely we are to fall, and if we do experience a fall, the less likely it is to cause serious injury. Now I want to talk about what happens if a fall does occur. First and foremost, pause and take a deep breath. Don't panic. Once you've taken a deep breath, assess the situation. Are you hurt? Is there furniture around? Is there anybody home with you? Maybe you're outside. If you find that you are hurt or unable to get up safely, then get help. If you do feel that you can get up, here's an example of a method that you may use to get up safely.
If you have fallen, start by taking a deep breath. Then turn onto your unaffected side and use that side to get yourself into an all fours position. Once in all fours, crawl over to the nearest piece of sturdy furniture and push up on that furniture until you are in a kneeling position. Once you are in a kneeling position, get your unaffected foot so it is firmly on the floor, and then push up with your unaffected side and pivot your hips till you're sitting on the furniture.
Now I want to talk about what to do if you are unable to get up. Firstly, have a cell phone with you that is charged at all times. This can be set up to have a speed dial for a loved one, or you may need to call 911. If you have aphasia, you can maybe video call a loved one to show them your situation, or call 911 and use keywords like the word fall in your call. If you are uncomfortable about this, maybe you can practice with friends or with speech therapy so you are more confident in your ability to get help. Next, you may use a medical alert button that you can have around your neck that you press in the case of emergency. You may also have a smart home device like Google or Alexa that can be programmed to call a loved one when you tell them to. Now that we know how to contact people, make sure family or friends have access to a spare key. Maybe you give them one, or maybe you have one outside your home in a key safe. After the fall and after you are safe, it is important to do two things. One, it is important to determine what caused the fall. We want to do this so we can avoid falling in the future. Did you trip over something? Maybe you got up too quickly in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. Whatever the case may be, we want to find it so that we can prevent it in the future. Secondly, follow up with your doctor. Not all injuries are visible, so it is important to talk with your doctor to ensure that there will be no lasting effects from this fall. They also may be able to change your medication if this was indeed the cause of the fall. Thank you for listening to my video on what risk factors for a fall are and what to do if a fall does occur. Please take this as an opportunity to look around your home and figure out what may put you at a higher risk for a fall so you can change these things. Also take this in mind so you will have peace of mind if you do experience a fall, that you can get up safely if need be. These are the resources that I used in creating this presentation.